A little bit about frustration. Sometimes we get frustrated with our process. A lot of our processes in life are very unkind to us at times. You know, we go through some rough seasons, and this is part of that season and that time. You know, we talk about a hump day, right? In the middle of the week, it's like the dreadful week. You know, it's in between at the start of the week when you start with vigor and a lot of energy, right? And then you start to lose that energy around Wednesday, the middle of the week. You just can't wait till Friday until it's over with. This is that time, right? It's like, you know, that's summertime, but you know you're not going to get much of a break. You know, it's just going to continue on and on and on. Now, I want to come to encourage you because, you know, many of us, we've entered into this year with a lot of plans, a lot of goals. We're working on things, and things are just not happening fast enough for us. Like, you're not really seeing any fruit. You're not seeing the effects of your hard labor, your hard work. A lot of your ideas just seems like it's not working. And you're starting to question whether or not God has called you to do that, or you're starting to question whether or not if it was a good idea to venture out on that new thing that you tried to do this year, or just in anything in this life, right? So I want to encourage you with something that the Lord has given me today for you. Now, the Lord showed me some things, and He spoke to me. Now, I'm just going to give you pretty much the interpretation in this message, and a perspective on what you're going through in this season. And you have to understand that everything happens in times and in seasons. The Bible says that everything is made beautiful in its timing. It's in the book of Ecclesiastes. Now, when you think of the things that you're going through and what it is you're working on, sometimes we look for the instant gratification, and we think after a year or so that things should be looking the way that they should. There should be fruit. There should be some success. Now, you have to understand there are a lot of things that take years and seasons and decades just to become as great as they are. There is no hit overnight, no overnight sensations, and so on and so forth. There's usually a whole lot of backstory involved to what may seem like an overnight sensation or an overnight hit on our part. Now, before we were able to recognize it, there was a whole lot of grueling labor behind the scenes. There's a whole lot of years and a whole lot of time and effort put into this. So there was a whole lot of sweat equity. Now, when you think of a tree, now by the time we see a tree, we notice a tree, and it gives us that beautiful shade that we need from the sun, and it cleans up the air with its beautiful green leaves, or it provides its fruit for us to eat, and we're nourished and we receive the vitamins and the nutrients that our body needs.